Welcome, Mission Space Green Mission, to, that's right, to another Geek Salad hangout where we are discussing our least favorite things about Epcot Center.
Or at least the less intense version, anyway.
Yeah, well, green is the less intense version.
Yes.
I thought
Orange is where it's at, babe. So anyway, on the panel, as always, I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
I'm Jonna.
And I'm Juli.
And oh my God. I think by consensus, Epcot is our favorite park.
Except for Jonna.
Quickly talk about the video that's been out there about the poor little possessed girl on the ride. It was malfunctioning. Did you guys see that?
I saw that. Oh my God.
The ride was apparently malfunctioning, and one of them, it literally looks like Taylor Swift is being exercised. She's just in there like shaking. It's hilarious.
Well, I've always felt that she's possessed by the devil anyway, so.
Someone needs to put Shake It Off. Someone needs to put her song "Shake It Off" over that, and that
oh God! What ride was this?
Space Birth.
Okay.
And it happened to be in, I think, like the Renaissance era, and it really does look like this poor girl is being exorcised.
And it's the guy who's sitting next to her with a book, and it literally looks like he's about to exorcise her.
I'm not thanking the Venetians for anything.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
So says Pope Pius, who's right here.
In Dame Judi Dench's voice. Oh, can you imagine? That would be
All right. So, as always, our discussion, we cover three things. Our, in this case, least favorite attraction, least favorite place that we like to eat, and just kind of something overall that bugs us about the respective park. Mike, do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Attraction.
The attraction. It's hard. It's like pulling teeth. But if I had to choose one that I wouldn't go on maybe a third or fourth time, it would probably be Impressions de France.
I've never been on that.
It's the sleeper one where it's very pretty, but you kind of conk out if you're the least bit tired. The music is very soothing.
Yeah, it's as opposed to Circle Vision, like with that China and Canada has. It's just more of half. It's a 180 screen, and it's just showing scenes from France played with music played by like French classical artists.
And there are seats, so you can nap.
It's.
Oh, so it's like one of those rides where if you need a nice nap in the cool.
Well, it's not even a ride; it's just a movie.
Well, I know.
But
it's like a 180 though, and not a 360 like everybody else's.
And the only problem is that whereas with the Oh Canada and the Reflection of China, that's just kind of generic video, so you can't really. It doesn't really date it too much. You can definitely tell that this film was filmed probably in the early 80s.
There's a lot of very fat sideburns and mustaches in that video.
Oh, yes.
It is France.
Even for France, it's pretty extreme.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I can understand that. I mean, it's like, I feel bad. First of all, I've never been to the Canada one. I've been to
Martin Short narrates that one. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I know.
Fun.
But it's standing, and that's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
One of those things where you get a chance to sit down, and I've only done O Canada once because I don't want to go in and stand again.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I was in France this last year, and I didn't see a lot of the sideburns and mustaches thing going on.
It was honestly the first thing that stuck out to me because that is, of course, the first thing I'm going to notice.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's dated.
I mean, it's not a bad. It's beautiful scenery, and I enjoy the music. It's just after walking all around the World Showcase, that's a lot of walking. It tires you out, and that music, it tries its hardest to put you to sleep.
I think with a lot of those World Showcase things, they just need to give you pillows, just because it's like, this is your break period. Here's the AC. Enjoy. Would you like some ice water?
Yeah.
a nice cocktail.
Yes, exactly. You're in France. You might as well get your Grand Marnier slushy while you're there.
The rosé one during Food and Wine is so much better.
I know, but we can't go in September.
The spa I went to had a nice quiet room. That was their euphemism for a room that had big overstuffed chairs, pillows, blankets, all the lights turned down low. Personally, I could see this playing with the thing, and it's a lovely place to nap.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what Disney needs, a nap ride. A nap ride. I could enjoy a nice half hour in a Disney nap room. Big comfy pillows, nice plush bed, air conditioning, giant blanket.
They would have to be Mickey-shaped plush pillows, though.
They wouldn't have to be.
No, it was Disney. You have to be.
Oh, yeah. All right, so...
He's comfortable, though.
All right, Jonna, what's your least favorite attraction?
For me, I really was disappointed in the advanced training lab. I love Mission Space, and I walked from that into the advanced training lab, and it was like a bad arcade. So much stuff was down or dated. It just really needs updating in the worst way.
Do you know if they've updated it, or they're going to be updating it because they've updated Mission Space in general? Like Gary Sinise is out of a job because of the update?
I don't know. I think they're focusing so much on the new Guardians of the Galaxy coaster that I don't think it'll be anytime soon.
All right. So I know they're making some changes, but I don't know if the lab got affected.
Well, what are those two, east and west, the two giant sections? They're Imagineering? No.
Innovations?
Innovations, yeah.
All right.
I mean, those two are pretty much closed off. You just walk through there because it's the chill zone right now.
Once upon a time, we went to a greenhouse there, and some guy told me that Hanson was going to be at Eat to the Beat, and I grabbed his arm in disbelief, and then I met Hanson.
Oh, okay.
That actually did happen. I was right next to her, and that house thing, that was really cool, though.
That was awesome.
I like the house. Yeah.
Actually, 2 years ago at Food and Wine, they used that house, the frame of it, for the pass holder glasses that they were giving away.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Nice. Which wasn't as exciting.
Okay.
When it comes to, they have a bunch of games that you're supposed to play that are supposed to carry on this space theme, and just so much of it wasn't even working. Very disappointing. Especially for somebody who grew up in the 80s when arcades were a thing.
They're still a thing.
Yeah. Just not nearly as cool.
If they'd been like that.
Oh, they're definitely not as cool, but they still exist.
Yeah. All right. Juli, least favorite attraction?
The stupid Frozen ride in Norway.
I don't mind it. I do enjoy it.
Let me finish. Okay. So my favorite ride in all of Epcot was Maelstrom. In love with that ride. You get the culture, you get the history, you're in this Viking ship, you end up going like you're going to go out into the park, and then you go down backwards. Like, it was a really, really awesome ride. And I don't think I would be as upset with the Frozen ride if they took a little bit longer and actually revamped the whole thing and had more of a ride. Because you go on this thing, and it starts off not too bad. And, there are some characters, and you get little Olaf, and then the entire thing is just video screens with some, singing along to Frozen music. And the Frozen sing-along in Hollywood Studios is 4 billion times better, and it literally is just a sing-along, but they have the actors there, and it's interactive, and this ride it angers me. So me and Amy had to ride it once. I feel like, honestly, the line to wait for the ride is more exciting than the actual ride.
Oh, like Peter Pan?
Oh, Peter Pan. Yeah, I love waiting in that line.
The queue.
I really love that ride too. But, so, me and Amy actually have a picture, because we obviously had to go on the ride, and both of us are just making this face. in the at the photo scene because we were so upset that they took away Maelstrom, which was just such an incredible ride. And it keeps breaking down. I don't think there's been a time that I have been in Epcot where the Frozen ride hasn't been out of commission for at least an hour. And we walk up to the cast members and we're like, we're so sorry that this is closed right now. We can only imagine what you're going through and how angry like the people are that this ride is closed. So, hate it.
Yeah.
You can
The
only
only thing about the queue, though, is if you have company, that's the point at which you dispatch them to go get school bread from the bakery.
Jonna did that for me.
Oh, nice. I think I've shared my
helps.
I think I've shared my experience about Frozen Ever After as well, or whatever the hell they call it. That we were equidistant across the World Pavilion from where we were supposed to be for our fast pass for it. So no matter what direction we would have gone in, it would have taken us the same amount of time to only show up and find out that, yes, Julie, the ride was broken and delayed and our fast pass was delayed.
Well, that's what you have the My Disney Experience app for, Andy.
No, they did. I did. But the issue was it sends you an email and I didn't prioritize my emails. So I would actually have to have physically looked in and not said, oh, look, Gmail sent me something. I actually had to go in. And then I'm like, why, yes, we ran all the way for nothing.
You could have taken a boat across.
What's that?
You could have taken a little ferry across.
That would have we would have had to wait for the ferry.
Fair.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things that it just, the timing was awful. And it just, at the end of it, I'm with you on this. The ride is underwhelming. And I never went on Maelstrom.
Oh, it was the greatest ride ever. It was so wonderful.
Yeah, I never went on that either.
Rip Maelstrom. Pour one out.
I did enjoy Maelstrom as well. But you can, if you're not happy with Frozen, the only people you can blame is the country of Norway.
Yep.
Whoa.
I said we bombed them.
They decided they didn't want to sponsor the pavilion anymore.
See, that's what happened?
Yep.
Yeah. That's the thing.
God damn it, Norway.
Yeah, so they didn't want to sponsor it. So there was like, so Disney was like, well, we might as well put something in here that we know is going to attract a lot of people.
Yep. All right. Now for mine, I'm going to take the controversial route here. I'm taking an entire pavilion as my attraction. There is no need to have the American Pavilion in the World Showcase. We have All right. No. Hear me out first, Julie. I know you're making the face. I can see you making the face. We have Liberty Square at Magic Kingdom. This is supposed to be a World Showcase. That is a big cheddar cheese chunk of an area that we could have had another country represented. And it's a lot of things. It's not just the fact that, okay, well, we get the American experience, which we never bothered to go on before, but apparently I have to go on. But it's like even the foods and stuff, you could do the Drink Around the World Pavilion and skip the American Pavilion, because what am I going to do? Drink a Budweiser or a hard soda? What?
I said drink hops, Hansen's beer, just saying.
Yeah, okay, that's too punny for my beer snob tastes.
It's actually really good.
Okay.
Andy, I've got a picture for you.
Yeah.
Right there. How you doing, comrade?
Oh, I'm doing just great, comrade. Niet. I say niet to the American Pavilion.
It serves as an excuse to go and get funnel cake.
So they have the coldest bathroom, the most air-conditioned bathroom, and I love it. And so here's my thing. You ready? Without the American Pavilion, there wouldn't be the stage. And
True.
I wouldn't get to see Hansen, and without the American Pavilion, I wouldn't get Hansen beer at the at the Food and Wine Festival. And wow,
how does your getting Hansen things affect me?
It does, all right, because a happy Julie is a happy Andy, all right.
Okay.
But no, it does bother me though, because me and Amy definitely trash talk the lobster roll that they have for Food and Wine Festival there. Like, of all the things that, like, go with some, like, Tex-Mex options or anything but a lobster roll. And I guess that's being from New England, because everybody else loves it and raves about it. But being from New England, where we have the best lobster roll.
It's Liberty Square too, is really all it is.
Yeah, there's really not much going on there. I mean, I've never actually, the only times that I've actually been in there was to pick up my pass holder Festival of the Arts
thing.
All right. And that bathroom, I swear to God, it's the coldest bathroom in all of Disney World. And it's amazing.
When you get a Facebook message from me next year just saying you were right, you'll know exactly where I am. And it's just gonna be this cryptic, you were right.
No, I can't speak for the men's room, but it's definitely if you need to spend a lot of time in a bathroom, it's definitely the one to go to.
I'll ask my wife.
By Norway are both frigid. It's amazing.
Right. Now, the last time I was there, they were hosting a wedding while we were there.
In the American Pavilion?
Really?
Yeah, I wandered into the ladies' room, and there's a woman in full formal wear who's washing her hands. And yeah, we saw that they were putting on the Ritz big time. And they were using that as the reception space, I assume.
Well, let's hope they weren't.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I was just hope that they weren't serving lobster rolls as their main course.
I think they have it there. I mean, obviously, because there are people that come from not the United States to Disney often, right. And so they kind of get the experience. But I agree with you. I feel like it's not really an American experience.
Have you guys actually been on the American Experience? Have you seen the show?
Nope.
I haven't.
Well, then.
Do I need to reserve judgment until then?
Perhaps.
Is that something that we have to do now?
I think you do. Yeah. It's a fun show, and it's very patriotic.
I'm not feeling super patriotic right now, though.
Right, and we've got I would rather have Sam the Eagle telling me how to be patriotic. But again, Mike,
we all Lincoln show here on the East Coast. That was my favorite attraction in Disneyland.
But Mike, if you get a cryptic message that just says you're right with nothing else on it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Send the wrong one to me, or are you saying you're right to both of us?
I would send it 2 separate ones. I would literally take the extra step
to separate our Facebook messages.
Yeah. You're right.
Wait.
You were right.
So is he seeing the show, or is he in the bathroom, or is he seeing the show from the bathroom?
You'll never know my secrets. What would you put in that pavilion? If you could uproot the American Pavilion and put another country in there, what would you do? And Wakanda doesn't count.
Damn it.
Oh no! See, Wakanda. That would be okay.
Dude, imagine looking across the lagoon and seeing that giant Black Panther statue. Come on.
You know what? I would love that, and I feel bad. Africa is so is like not represented at Epcot at all.
Ooh, do you know what I would love? Egypt.
Ooh. All right.
Egypt would be awesome.
I have heard rumors of Brazil and Australia, but I do like the idea of Egypt, especially for another Middle Eastern
and I just feel like there's so much culture there, and I guess it would be like another pyramid though, and there's already one in Mexico, but
that's a different type of pyramid.
You could add the Sphinx, you could add a whole bunch of the statues, you could have a recreation of King Tut's tomb. Like, it would just be really awesome.
The Sphinx.
Yeah. There you go.
Sand snow.
Perfect. All right. So let's move on to food. Mike.
Oh, I've got a story.
I'm ready. I'm so excited for this story.
I've got a story about the Garden Grill, which
I
went to on my birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a birthday story.
Was it breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
It was dinner.
Okay.
Actually, someone else talk for a bit. I want to grab one thing real quick.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll go next. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Restaurant it is in Mexico, but it's the one where it's kind of outside and you're looking out at the pyramid. It's Saint. I don't know. I always get confused.
All right. Is it Cava del? No, it's not Cava del Tequila.
No. That's amazing. I have good stories about that.
All right. San Angel in Restaurante.
I think it's that one, but I know
San Angel. Yeah.
But I know there are 2 restaurants in Mexico. Are there not?
Yes, there are. You're talking about the.
They're both named San Angel.
Yeah. Well, one's inside and one's outside.
Right.
What do you mean outside? Like outside, totally outside?
Outside, like right next to the lagoon. That's San Angel Cantina.
Okay.
The one inside.
So hold on. So the lagoon, like the big one in Epcot? Or
yes.
The one inside the pyramid? Okay. So I went to the one inside the pyramid and it was horrible.
Yeah, I went there as well.
Dry. It had no flavor. My margarita was basically lime juice.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Getting stomachache because of all the acidity in the margarita, so I couldn't even enjoy my food. But and we have some pretty good Mexican restaurants up here. Obviously not the best, but I've been to San Diego, so I've had some really good Mexican restaurants and really good Mexican food. And it was just the meat was overcooked. You can tell a good Mexican restaurant by their rice and beans.
Yeah.
Their rice and beans.
All right.
Get it up.
I'm gonna jump on that because Julie, I was gonna do the same one.
It's a pretty atmosphere, and that's why we picked it. Honestly, that was the time that I was down there with you, and I took the 2 days with Rob.
Yeah.
That was our like date night dinner, and it was miserable.
I've actually never eaten there, but because I've never had a bad meal in Epcot. But this place doesn't look appetizing to me at all. It's dark, so you can't really see your food. And a lot of what Julie mentioned is exactly what I figured it would taste like.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. I ate at San Angel as well. And, well, I mean, I'm not the biggest Mexican food guy to begin with. And it didn't do it any favors.
Well, yeah, and I tried something that wasn't just your generic like chimichanga with rice and beans. I wanted to, venture out a little bit. I got some sort of like carne asada dish. The seasoning wasn't bad, but when I had to like a cow to eat my steak whilst on a date trying to like impress a boy, not really.
You guys are breaking my heart because I love Mexican food and I love the look of that place, but I haven't had the opportunity to eat there. But yeah.
Up until the last time we went to Epcot, we didn't even know there was a ride in there.
Oh, that's my favorite ride ever. I love the Tres Caballeros, and so that ride is amazing.
Soon to be the Coco ride, apparently.
No, I know, it's so sad.
Well, hey,
I did like Coco, but the three Caballeros were like my favoriteest ever.
Actually, have you been on that ride since they put in the animatronics at the end?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Apparently, they found those in the bottom of some warehouse somewhere.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right next to the Ark of the Covenant.
And I mean, honestly, for anybody who's not me, who's obsessed with that movie, it is a pretty boring ride. I'll give it that. There's not really much going on.
Right.
But who doesn't love Donald? He's like a staple Disney character.
It reminds me a lot of It's a Small World, except way, way, way less annoying.
I was going to say they added the animatronics at the end, so it's like It's a Small World now.
Yeah.
But it's
all right, Mike.
So great.
Oh. Yeah, this is what I wanted to grab. They gave me this at the Garden Grill, and inside that, even inside by Mickey Mouse, Pluto, Chip and Dale. So great experience with that. But first off, I knew it was a character dinner. I knew it was Chip and Dale. I love Chip and Dale, and there's a Mickey, Farmer Mickey, whatever. That's cool. Well, first off, the meal is all you care to eat.
So is it buffet or is it family style?
What's the difference?
Buffet, you go up and get it. Family style, they bring it to you.
It's family style.
Okay.
All right.
And the problem is they bring the same amount of food for a family as they do for a single person.
Really?
Well, I am assuming so because they brought me a bucket load of food. And, I've been taught ever since I grew up, you try to clear your plate. So I was trying to eat as much as I could, but they just kept bringing more food
That's why you have to tell them to stop.
They brought
That
this.
should happen in Italy Pavilion, not.
They brought this fish dish that I don't like fish. I tried it. I'm like, no, this is not good.
Mike, I can just imagine you at the table. Like, I'm out.
Like tears streaming down your face, just trying to stuff that extra last bite as they bring out a whole other plate of food.
Oh, it gets worse though.
Wait, hold on. What did they serve for food besides the fish?
Well, it was fish. There was a meat dish. There was bread and butter. There was rice. There was vegetables.
What kind of meat dish? Was it like a steak or was it like a meatloaf?
Unmemorable, apparently.
Yeah, generally I can't remember because they just brought so much.
You're just too overwhelmed to remember.
Food.
I'm picturing you with the same expression my father had when we were in Italy, and this was after about a 7-course meal, and the guy comes out with the pasta and is saying, "Big man needs big portions," and started shoveling a whole plate load of pasta on poor father. Yes, he's too, but he's not that wide.
I'm like, I understand you bring out the food for families, but I'm just one person. How much do you expect me to eat?
That's
Where do you think I'm hiding my family?
Because I did the barbecue in Disneyland as my birthday lunch, and it was amazing. The guy came over and sang guitar and happy birthday to me. But they gave me like 2 ribs and 2 pieces of chicken, and so small portions, and I had to ask for more because they didn't think this teeny tiny little frame could house that much food, but I did. And then they had a s'mores dessert. I don't know if you've had this, Jonna, that comes in like a cast iron skillet, and I'm thinking it's going to be like this big, and I can eat that, and that's great. It was like this big.
So where's your problem?
So I took a lot of that to go, and they brought me a birthday cupcake. I was like, oh dear Lord.
I'm very jealous of you people who don't have birthdays smack in the middle of summer when it's hotter than the sun.
Oh, my birthday is July 15th. I was in Disneyland for that, and it's not that hot out there.
No, that's true. That's true. Oh, I can't imagine it in Florida.
But yeah, my Disney World birthday is in November because I can't ever go in July because I would melt.
But no, even worse than the excessive food that they brought to me.
So you're like, eat.
But it's every time I sit down, I start eating, and then they'd have a character, so I'd have to get up and whatever, and then they walk off, and so I sat down and tried to start eating, and oh look, someone else is coming. I get it. Yeah. And
that's the point of this meal. You should have known going in what to expect.
I thought they'd give me a chance to eat between people coming.
This sounds like your experience with Hollywood and Vine.
Oh,
I went in there to eat. I didn't realize there were people there.
No. See, in Hollywood and Vine, they avoided me. They didn't come to my table, which I was thankful for. This one, they came, every single one of them. And then when Mickey came, he was apparently trying to hold some kind of conversation with me. But it was all through mime because they can't talk.
Right.
And I had no effing clue what the hell he was saying.
Did you get
Did his
eyes open and closed?
No, it was just a standard
the old heads.
So I was just kind of miming something back, hoping that it was.
That you can speak words, right? He has to mime, but you don't. He can hear you.
I didn't know what he was saying, so I was afraid if I said anything, it would oppose what he was trying to mime to me. So instead, I was just
like, have a failure to communicate.
So what have you learned, Jonna? He can't do character meals without you.
You're not allowed.
Well, I've never done a character meal, so I think I'm due, but yeah, I'll ride herd on him.
Yeah, so finally, they gave me this card, which I love, and they gave me a special cupcake with a little candle on it.
Did it have the Mickey sprinkles on it? Those are my favorite.
I think so, yeah. And I was happy to get out of there. I was sick with.
So it's so funny. It's so funny. The nightmare experience for you would be like anybody else's most magical dinner ever.
Yeah. I was sick from all the food I had eaten. And I mean, I was tired of seeing that experience turned me off completely of almost any character breakfast or any character meal. It's
just so funny because most complaints that I hear about character breakfasts and character meals, anything buffet, they didn't bring us enough food and the characters didn't come around often enough.
Oh, this was completely opposite, and it was worse.
Of having to be Violet Beauregard being rolled out of there.
You're turning Violet.
Oh, and I was legitimately feeling sick after that on my birthday.
Burn the land down after this.
Yeah. I had to go down and go on living with the land after that because I just needed something to calm me down a bit.
So not Mission Space?
Oh, geez. I would have hurled. I swear I would have hurled.
They do put the barf bags in there, by the way. So
even on the green experience, I would have hurled.
They put the barf bags in the green one too.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I really wanted to love Mission Space because back in the day, NSYNC did a Disney Channel concert, and it was on that stage by the fountain in Epcot. So there was this one scene where they go on Mission Space. Or maybe it was something else. Never mind. We'll talk about that later. No, it was a Disney Quest where you could make like the roller coaster.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I did that because I wanted to be like Justin Timberlake, and I got so nauseous.
Oh.
Story of my life on those things. So, needless to say, I've never done Mission Space.
Yeah. So that was Jonna. That was my negative experience. Try and top that.
I can't even begin to try. I have to say, honestly, I've never had a bad meal at Epcot. The most I can say is I had one that was kind of meh, and that was at Tokyo Dining. We had reservations, and they were late getting us in, which didn't start things off particularly well.
Yeah, they kind of run on their own schedule over there.
Yeah, but then I got a bento box, and I gotta say, for $34, it was a big bento box. There was plenty of food, but I can get better Japanese food at home at the local restaurant down the street.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't outstanding. And for one of those dinner reservations, you really want it to be really, really good. And I just kind of walked away feeling disappointed because there was nothing so outstanding about it. You know.
Well, I mean, there was something nice about it. That video screen that was right behind us, showing all the beautiful scenes from Japan.
That was pretty.
Yeah,
that really was pretty. So I will give them a B+ for ambiance, but maybe a C minus for the food.
The hibachi place is better.
Yeah.
But we have so much amazing hibachi, like in Worcester, that that also wasn't that great. I mean, it was cool because they write Disney with the oil on the griddle beforehand and like the Disney font, which is awesome. But like the sauces weren't as good as some of the sauces I had. I mean, the chef was really fun. It was one of my birthday dinners, so they gave me the little hat and celebrated my birthday, which was fun. And it's a cool experience because you get to make friends with the other people at the table as long as they are friendly people. Ours were. There were these little kids. They were adorable, and they ate with us. But yeah, the food wasn't bad. But he gave me like 6. So you know how you get like the 3 slots for the sauces? I wanted just white sauce, so he gave me 3 slots and then another 3 slots.
Yeah, well, the thing about the teppanyaki is that it's always been about the show more than the food. I mean, the food can be really good if it's not too salty, but it's about the show, and that depends so much on who you get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Disney is made of salt. I'm convinced that it was just built on a block of salt, so everything is just extra salty.
how else are you going to drink your Coke products?
Give me some of that Beverly.
Is that the sneak plan to get people to drink Beverly?
Oh, yes. All right, Mike, you wanted to say something?
Well, I mean, if you want to go good teppanyaki, John and I went to a nice place down over in Tuscan, wasn't it?
Yes, I will be happy to give reservations. Yeah.
Drop it.
As I said, it's always about the show, and so it really varies who you get.
Yeah.
My favorite is a place in Worcester called Kyoto. Their white sauce is my favorite. I used to live in Worcester, so we'd go there like once a week. And the guy would literally just come out with a giant like squeeze bottle of it and just put it down next to me. Like he just knew that that's what I was going to be smothering my food in. It was great.
So, all right, let's move on to the last segment here.
What about yours?
What's that?
What about your
food? Were you going to talk about Mexico?
Yeah.
Like
I said,
eat there, so that doesn't count.
I haven't had a bad meal, but when I look at the least appealing things about Epcot dining, that really just encompasses everything. And I mean, I won't, honestly, and it's just more because, we have great Chinese restaurants and Japanese restaurants here. I just don't feel the need to eat at the ones at Epcot. It's like I probably won't ever eat in Italy because we have stuff here and stuff.
I hear Via Napoli has really good pizza, and it does look pretty good. And they have this really awesome wrapped pear.
Yeah.
Appetizer that also looks really good. And, for our podcast, we're going to eventually have to eat there so we could talk about it, but it hasn't been, on our list because, again, we have the North End here in Boston. It doesn't get better Italian than that.
I would honestly like if Via Napoli had like walk-up slices instead of having to do the table service. I would love that because I think my kids would appreciate that more.
Even Jonna knows the glory of Mike's pastries.
I do.
All right.
And the videos that they have of the way they make their cannolis, to die for.
All right. So I heard a bird.
Sorry, that's my clock in my living room.
Oh. Cool. All right. So lastly,
I have to say before we leave the food part, I think that we need a special section for the worst beverage in the Epcot, which I think hands down the Beverly at the Coke section.
Yeah, I don't mind the Beverly.
You're free.
It's a palate cleanser. The whole point of it is to.
It's an aspertif. Yeah, exactly.
Actually, on this channel, I believe you can find videos of both Amy and I trying Beverly.
And the faces are priceless, truly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, Mike, what annoys you about? What is the thing that just bugs you about Epcot Center?
They keep taking away the good stuff.
Oh, stop that! Actually, that could be your gripe. So
that's mine. All right.
Sorry.
But hey, they replace it with some pretty good stuff too.
No lies.
I don't mind the frozen rice. So anyway,
there's more. I've got more. Don't worry. It's not just that one.
Okay. Yes, but that's your turn. I'm gonna nitpick. I would enjoy a little bit more shade, maybe some more trees while you're walking around the World Showcase.
Yeah. Talk about nitpicking. Holy moly!
It's a long walk, and
there's
lots of sun.
You don't like walking on the surface of the sun?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Might as well be walking on the sun.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some more shade for eating during Food and Wine Festival, but other than that, you can go to shops and stuff like that. It's how they get you to go into the shops and things.
True.
Yeah.
So that's your nitpick, Mike?
Yeah.
All right, Jonna?
I'd say, well, I've kind of got two. The main one being the sort of drunk vibe that you get. There are a lot of people, it's like the only reason they go there is to get hammered. And some of them are so obnoxious, particularly during the Food and Wine Festival, when they can do it for another 14, 15 more countries.
I've never experienced this drunken Epcot that everybody talks about.
Walking around
goes down and they come out.
Yeah, walking around World Showcase at night during Food and Wine, all I can smell is beer. I just walk country to beer. It's beers around the world, and I don't like beer. I don't like the smell of beer either.
And some of them have clearly gone there just to do that. You see people in shirts that say things like "Drinker Bell."
Yeah.
I have made those shirts.
And they are 4 sheets to the wind while they're drinking.
I've been drunk in Epcot.
Oh well, then you're probably the problem
with it.
It's like, it's not that I begrudge people drinking, because I don't. It's when they start getting the kind of loud and obnoxious, particularly on the obnoxious, pushy.
Right.
But people are just loud and obnoxious in Disney when they're sober.
And they get worse when they're drunk.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with Julie. I've never seen drunk in Epcot that, No,
we have.
Okay. Oh, I'm sure everyone's got an experience.
I don't know. I guess I don't let things like that bother me. Like, they're having a good time. They're enjoying themselves. They're not actually disrupting anyone. Yeah, they're being a little loud, but...
I can't imagine bringing a kid to the park during that. I don't have kids myself, but I just can't imagine taking a kid there, because some of those people get kind of scary and they are out of control.
I've seen out of control drunk. That's nothing compared to anything in Disney. Disney drunk doesn't bother me.
And if I want to get to my weird little nitpick, the Leave a Legacy, which I like the idea of it, where people got their photo kind of laser imprinted on those panels.
Oh, I hate that. I want my picture in Epcot.
There's just something about the way it's set up. I feel like when I walk into the park, I'm walking through a graveyard, and not in a good way. Not in a fun Haunted Mansion Disney kind of way.
I bet some of those people are dead.
Well, I'm sure they are.
These are all the people that were on the 5th anniversary.
But it just sort of creeps me out, and I can't exactly tell you why, but that's just my impression when I walk through that.
Oh yeah, last time I was there, I was asking around to see how much does it cost to that, and finally after I talked to the 5th person, like, oh yeah, they stopped that like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, they stopped it forever ago.
Then why are you showing us that things we can't have then?
Because those people paid to have their picture immortalized in Epcot forever.
Right.
I would have too, except they stopped it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you would have been walking past Mike's grave, Jonna.
And that would have creeped me out. That would have been personal. Oh.
I hope Mike comes back from Club Cool soon. Mike died 10 years ago.
That Club Cool. He drowned in Beverly.
All right, Julie, what bugs you?
Stop changing things. They've changed all the good things. Let's just talk about it. We already touched upon Maelstrom.
Yep.
Journey into Imagination. They
knew you were going to bring this up.
They took away. It was so perfect. And thank God there's still Figment.
Do you know why they changed that one?
But it's not what?
Do you know why they changed that one?
No, why did they change that one? Because it was too terrifying and kids were peeing their pants on the ride?
No, you can blame that on Polaroid.
Yep.
Polaroid was the original sponsor for that pavilion, and when they pulled out, they had the rights to the Dreamfinder. They had the rights to Dreamfinder, so Disney could not legally use Dreamfinder anymore, so they could only use Figment. So they had to build basically the entire ride around Figment, and yeah.
And Eric Idle.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Okay,
Eric Idle in the moon freak stuff.
My new gripe is now with Polaroid. I'm coming out.
All right.
Someday I'm gonna be rich and I'm gonna buy the rights to him. from Polaroid, and I'm going to give it back to Disney, and we're going to get our original ride back. Life goals. That will be our next Patreon goal.
Buy the rights to Dreamfinder back.
With this goal, you'll help us to buy the rights from Polaroid for the Dreamfinder. Also, Ellen's Energy Adventure. Well, I'm very, very, very excited about a roller coaster in Epcot.
Yes.
Guardians.
But I love Bill Nye and I love Ellen, although she was kind of creepy on that ride. She didn't get much upkeep.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they got rid of her audio animatronic because that was just freaking creepy. I
actually, the only time I ever rode that was with you after finding out that Hanson was going to be at Eat to the Beat.
Oh, okay.
I think that had one of the coolest
experience, and they took it away from me.
I think that had one of the coolest ride systems though ever.
Yeah.
I mean, you sit down in what you think is a theater, and then everything starts moving.
I know a lot of people were upset when it went away.
I have one more.
All right.
Test Track. Test Track used to be incredible. Test Track, so my dad was a mechanic, so this kind of like hit home for me. He's still alive, not like he just retired. But walking through the queue line for that, I remember it being very bright yellow. But you walked through and you got to see car parts and there were little explanations about it. And I feel like it was pretty educational and it was really cool. And now they made it all futuristic and they changed the ride. It used to be amazing and now it's crap. Except for that like 3 seconds at the end when you go a billion miles an hour outside.
It's actually, it's still the same ride.
It's platform. Not. If not, they changed it. Yeah. I asked. They did. But now you get like this stupid little like coin or something and you make your own little race car and it's just all like computers and you're just staring at a screen and it bothers me. Damn it, Chevy.
I actually think it's kind of fun. I like seeing how well my my car design goes against the others.
But it doesn't ever actually work and it's not real.
Yeah, it does. It ties to your magic band.
Not real.
I can't get bag too hard on Test Track because, of course, it is the reason we now have Cars Land Radiator Springs Racers.
Good job.
That is an excellent ride. That was fun. I totally won as Lightning McQueen. Just saying.
Good job.
Good job. Hey, little racer. What's your name?
Barbara. If you've never seen never heard the Sklar Brothers bit about Disney Cars Land, listen to it. It is hilarious
and utterly profane. So
no, I still like Test Track, but I just really liked the queue line before, and now it makes me angry.
Gotcha. I think for me, it's more that I think Epcot used to be the educational park, and it's so not.
Do you know when that started to change? When they put in the Frozen ride?
No, actually.
I know it was before that. I know.
Right. Before that, it was the Finding Nemo ride.
Right. It's just. It's becoming an IP dump. I mean, out of all the
what now?
Areas, keep in mind. I have no issue with the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. They're my favorite Marvel movies. But it's like Epcot almost should be you brought this up, Julie, about what would Walt say?
Yeah.
Other than, get me out of here.
Walt would not be happy, I think.
So I think the fact that it's going into Future World and not World Showcase makes it a tiny bit better. But the fact that they threw Frozen into the World Showcase, it's just
But
I would be okay with that Frozen ride anywhere else.
I think part of it is just, and Mike's been bringing this up the entire time tonight, they're losing sponsors left and right just due to upkeep, and they have to put their own stuff in there. So that's going to happen, On
the plus side, we are getting a Ratatouille ride in France.
I cannot wait.
No, see that I love Ratatouille, but I feel like it's different. I don't know. Does that make makes me feel
actually, this world, other than they're not overdoing. You know, they're not redoing another ride that you love.
They're just
building a fresh building.
Well,
Go on YouTube and do a POV shot of the one at Disneyland Paris. You will totally change your mind. I sat and I watched it with Jamie, and our jaws dropped.
And that's one of my favorite movies. One, being a chef, and two, like, how adorable is it that it's this teeny tiny little rat that cooks gourmet food? Like, it's just so adorable. I love Ratatouille, so I'm not opposed to that. But
it actually fits in the World Showcase, though, too, because the movie is set in France,
right?
As opposed to Frozen, which is set in some not actually existing in this world, nebulous Scandinavian type country.
Arendelle, yes, Arendelle, which is totally in,
But okay, so my biggest issue with the Frozen ride is that they didn't actually put any effort into it. They just rushed it because they wanted to get it out because people were excited about it, and they used the same tracks, the same boats. They didn't modernize it at all, which is why it breaks down. And the fact that 90% of it is just watching a video, and half of it's just watching a video of trees. Like, what the heck?
I still enjoy it.
No, we're not friends anymore.
All right. Well, that was the our least favorite things about Epcot. Next week, obviously, we're going to go into great length about the things we love about Epcot. Julie, I think we got to cut you off on how many restaurants you're allowed to talk about, though.
Can I have 10?
You can blog 10.
That's a lot.
There are time constraints to consider here.
You do have your own podcast to talk about more, you know.
Yeah, everybody else.
I will quickly. I actually have one that's my superest favoriteest, but I do have a couple that I just want to touch base on, but only one that I'll go into super detail.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm sure we'll all have one of those because it's Epcot and their food is amazing. So that will be next week when we talk about the best of. But until then, Julie, what do you got to promote this week?
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
You know, my sheet of paper. I'm just kidding. I don't have one. All right. So we have our first vlog on our YouTube channel. We teach you how to make Le Cellier's cheddar cheese soup. It's awesome. Check it out. The YouTube channel is on somewhere on our Facebook page. But our Facebook page is One Little Spice. We're on Twitter at One Little Spice. We're on Instagram at One Little Spice. Oh, and both of those bios, Instagram and Twitter, is the link to that video. And then let's see. Our most recent podcast is about La Trattoria Al Forno and Cape May breakfasts.
Mm-hmm.
So we are at onelittlespiced.podbean.com. We are also on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher, and it is actually uploaded to our YouTube channel as well. Have you heard back from Spotify? Because we have not.
No, we have not either.
Okay, so
we did it on the same day, so we'll know.
That's a waiting game. And then we are on Patreon, and this is so exciting. So with Patreon, you get exclusive access to Magical Snack Corner, which is our bi-weekly segment about Disney snacks. Our next one coming up is going to be about frozen treats because we're getting into summer. So we have a couple frozen treats ones that are coming out. And then a couple other awesomes, a swag pack that you can get. You could help us host Magical Snack Corner. So we're at patreon.com/onelittlespiced. And then we're also on TeePublic if you want to buy some t-shirts and sweatshirts and coffee mugs and notebooks, all sorts of fun stuff.
Cool.
And someone in this group is actually one of your Patreon supporters.
I know. Thank you so much. Oh, that was so awesome.
You're welcome.
Did you see your thank you on our Facebook page? It's in our story. If you click on it, you're there.
I did. Yes.
And then for us, Mike and I host Geek Salad, which is at geeksalad.podbean.com. Pretty much available on all the same channels that Julie is available on. So Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Music, as well as the Podbean app. Yesterday, we just released our Binge TV episode.
Oh, I need to listen to that. I'm excited about that one.
Where we discussed all the Binge TV stuff. It's a lot of fun. You'll like the clip that we selected for Parks and Rec.
Yes, I'm so excited.
So
I hope you like the clip we selected for Supernatural as well.
Ooh.
Oh yes.
Ooh.
So
I don't like this is a bad thing because
I'm intrigued.
it's just like learning new bad habits.
So I think on this podcast, week 5, which is actually really funny, I sing eggs, bacon, and toast a few times. So fitting. We're talking about breakfast food, right?
You can also check out our podcast on this very YouTube channel. So please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment below if there's anything you didn't like about Epcot. If you were like me before I went with my kids and was like, this is a boring park. Oh, wait, I'm a grown-up now and I can drink. This park is awesome.
Yeah, forgetting that you can drink in Epcot. You know, once you remember that you can do that, I have lots of drink stories next week too. Don't you worry.
The last time I'd gone prior to the modern era of Disney for me was I was 20 years old with about a month to spare.
Oh, that's so.
And it was just like, this is killing me. And both of my friends that went with me were 19. So it was like, this is just killing all of us right now. How dare you drink in front of me?
The first time I went to Disney, I was 21 and did not have a single drink. I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, you didn't want to ruin the legacy.
It was my first experience. Honestly, like I was high off of the fact that I was in Disney World for the first time. Like that was the drunk off Disney magic and pixie dust.
Hey, the first time I was in Disney, I was like 10 and I can't remember if I drank or not.
First time I was in Disney, I was about 2.5, so I was definitely not drinking anything.
Hey, who knows what your parents put in your bottle to calm you down?
That's true. It was the 70s and 80s. There were no rules.
Well, whiskey goes a long way.
Yeah.
Just enough so you can't taste it if someone tries it, but enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Jonna, Juli, Mike, thank you. Folks, thank you. And go forth, be nerdful, and, guys.
Hakuna Matata!
Have a good night.